Good morning, everyone. I'm Edna Matsuoka. Together with my father, Reverend Yasuhiro Yano, we'll be conducting the monthly appreciation service for Ikigami Konko Daijin-Sama. Please join us in prayer. Ichido hairi. Mediation Prayer, page 2. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin, sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we seek the mediation in you with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Konko Daijin-Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin-Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin-Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin-Sama. Purification Prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and reverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Kami Prayer. Reverently we pray. The brilliance of heaven, the riches of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth, the life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth, the truth that orders all. For these wondrous works, let us praise Untitled Chapter. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami and the divine parent, live in Kami's infinite blessings. This is the way. Yet many not knowing the way are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes, great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world. They held fast to faith and sincerity. Receive Kami's great blessing and the life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and healing our coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffered, seeking out the dawning of day. The years passed and the world changed. He did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the secretary in chief of his debt, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and was bestowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, pain of body and soul. The real mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The real mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to bend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and guide them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and well-being of all people be fulfilled. So I humbly pray, so earnestly pray. 一度敬礼 please bow your heads in prayer.
May such prayer for the monthly service for Ikigami Konko Daijin. Ikigami Konko Daijin in the life of Tenchi Kaino Kami. On behalf of the Konko Mishiwa here, I Yasuyano state the following prayer. We are gathered here today for the monthly service to found Ikigami Konko Daijin on this day, November 10th, 2024. Through this service, we extend our sincere gratitude and acknowledge of the divine works, contributions, and perpetual praise of Ikigami Konko Daijin, who has been sent to work for the well-being of the entire humanity through the divine will of Tenchi Kaino Kami. We solemnly acknowledge the divine will of the life of Tenchi Kaino Kami revealed to humanity in 1873, Tenchi Kaino Kami stated, although people live between heaven and earth, their unwelcome blessings, shrines, temples, and houses all stand on Kami's ground. Without like this, people consult the days and directions, and this respect to Kami. They suffer hardship to these offenses. Tenchi Kaino Kami has Ikigami Konko Daijin, the bright blessings and teaching, so the mankind may prosper. Kami is coming because of man, the man is man because of Kami. Both are fulfilled through this mutual relationship. Through the founder, Ikigami Konko Daijin, we have become enlightened. The infinite blessing of the life of Tenchi Kaino Kami, and have enjoyed blessings in all aspects of our life. Extend our deep appreciation for the work of personal mediation, for the well-being of humanity and our peaceful world. This divine function has been kept by the spiritual head of Konko organization in the last 165 years. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the founder, Konko Daijin, also marks 141 years since his departure. We extend our prayers in appreciation to perpetual services of mediation by 6th spiritual head, Reverend Ikigami Konko. We pray for his good health and continued services. We also extend for thanks to the ministers who have dedicated their life to spreading the Konko faith many places throughout the world. The founding minister of this church, the late Uncle Takahashi, was initiated into Konko province, able to become Konko minister through the trace mediation of the Reverend Masayuki Ikigami Konko Mission of Hulu. Educated in the mission of here for 32 years, in 1940. We extend our deep appreciation and heartfelt gratitude for enabling us to publish the operation of this church in the last 84 years. It is through the divine guidance and arrangements, as well as the support and help all the people who have ever established relationship to this church. The help of the Lord Eternal Spirit that the Konko Mission here has come thus far. We sincerely ask the Reformed Tenchi Dainu Ikigami Konko Daijin, and the Eternal Spirit to continue to help and guide us in the process of faith and further expansion of Konko faith community in Hawaii. We have been trying to be mindful of any elements of blessing from the life of Tenchi Dainu and try to respond in acknowledgement and appreciation of the blessings which we may take for granted, whether it is the water we use, the food we enjoy, the air we breathe, the land we live on, the juices we utilize, the job we have, the family we perpetuate, and all of our normal body functions and abilities. All elements of life are possible through the grace and love of the life of Tenchi Dainu. Thank you for the blessings we have been enjoying in our personal and social lives. We strive to actualize the teachings of the life of Tenchi Dainu. We accept our presence here today, the many offerings, services, any form, and prayers forwarded to you as tokens of appreciation and deep gratitude for the blessing received. Let us remind ourselves that Ikigami Konko Daijin is there to help us, guide us, to be able to deal with any encounter in life. Thank you for your extended daily prayer when the people of the world pray to Ikigami Konko Daijin with a sincere and single heart. Please fulfill whatever request they have. Please forgive our negligence and ignorance for the sustenance blessing we may fail to recognize and appreciate, and the reverence and offenses we might have committed knowingly and unknowingly. Please help us to reform our hearts to be in line with the heart of the life Tenchi Dainu. We pray that the birthday service is granted to my aid.
Nauru. Recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke, page 6.
Ikigami Konko Daijin Kaino Kami Shinai, Okai wa Koro ni ai Konchi de Kami. Praise is with all your heart, you will heart. Heart blessing to give within, heart grateful and caring, heart in joy. To come always now and forever, on this very day we pray. Ikigami Konko Daijin Tenchi
Concepts begin within, heart grateful and caring, inherent and joy. Koku Kami always now and forever, on this very day. Adoration prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe for heaven soaring above. Lift our eyes in awe for heaven soaring above.
We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep.
Living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limits through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami, we honor the power of Kami. Shintoku Sanji, page 29.
Amagi matsureba ten takaku
Amagi matsureba ten takaku orogami matsureba chiwa tsushi kami no megumi ni
Kadaru mi no saiwai zo arigata kiwanga ikigami no ondori sugi hitohi mo toki no naku kenji no kami no onmamori to kichikaki no heka de nashikan itsukushi wa yorozu yomi amade kumichi de hade shinaku kannakara iwaku sushiku de hito no思いぞえわざる我ら今月今日阿び祭りでひたすらに神の御影をたたえますらん神の家を仰ぎますらん
指導入り指導入りMitama prayer, page 12. Spirits of those who have gone before us, we are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. We discharge it faithfully, each according to your time of years. You will be remembered eternally. Your lives be told from generation to generation. Honor as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you enter the Konko faith. You walk the way of Konko Daijin, respecting the will of the divine parent. You have asked your near faith to take you to the world beyond and leave your descendants. Our gratitude boundless for loving favors. We bear the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you to stand by us, teaching everyone to see the favor of Kami and help us fulfill our paths as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, and remember the way of faith, now handed down to all generations. Now we live peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. 指導入り 等神殿。この塀切り境に声灰差し止めるからその分に承知してくれ。外家業いたし農業で人が願いで呼びに来戻り、願いが済みまたの絵でまたも呼びに来農業する間もなし、北人も町両方の差し支えに相なる。なんと家業をやめてくれぬか。この奉仕12歳の年には病気でしも手を離し、心配いたし、神仏へ願いをかけれ全開いたし、その時死んだと思うて欲を離して天地界の神を助けてくれ。家内もご気になったと思うてくれ。ご気よりまし物言われ相談もない。子供を連れてぼとぼと農業しよってくれ。この方のように実に丁寧神信心いたしうる塾は世間に何本も難儀な氏子あり、問い次助けてやってくれ。神も助かり、氏子も立ち行く。氏子あっての神、神あっての氏子。繁盛いたし、ぜいぜい親にかかり、子にかかり、愛をかけようで立ち行く。Let's read together page 70, the divine message received on November 15, 1859. With the completion of this sacred staff, I'll end your farming career. Please understand, when you are out farming, the person at home has to go out and call you whenever someone comes to give a request. And after you relay the request, you have to go back out again. You have to keep going in and out of the field. This gives you little time for farming, and the worshiper must also wait for you. Both you and the worshiper are being inconvenienced. Won't you stop farming? When you were gravely ill at 42, the doctor gave up hope. Everyone worried about you. We prayed to the kamis and buddhas and were blessed with complete recovery. Regard this event as your death. Dispel all desires and assistance Shikari no Kami. Also, your wife should consider herself a widow. This is better than being a real widow. She can still talk to you and discuss matters. She should take the children with her to do the farm work. There are many people like yourself who have sincere faith in kamis, but still have many problems. Help these people by performing mediation. This will help kami and save people. People exist because of kami, and kami exists because of people. Thus, kami supports people as kami's children, and people support kami as their parent. There will be eternal prosperity to Ayukaki of mutual interdependency. The Konko Fatal Creed, page 73. We believe in Tenshi Kani no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder Konko Daijin embraced Kami's revelations and the divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami, Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts, hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. Respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Hey, good morning, everyone. Good to see all of you. Hisashiburi, it's been a while that I've been up here. We've missed a few Sundays because we went on a trip to Japan to attend the 120th anniversary celebration of the Konko Church of Amagi in Fukuoka, Japan. So my parents and I, a few of us from Hawaii, were able to attend, and along with the Tangerine family, our childhood friend Channon and his wife and child, and his father also went, so 4 from total, and including Rodney. Well, Rodney is now Konko Church of San Francisco officially, but I still have him under Wahiwa. So in total, 8 from Wahiwa were able to attend the Konko Church of Amagi 120th anniversary celebration. So it was such an honor to be there in person for the celebration, and it was good to see all the people that we were together with when we were at the Amagi Church for our spiritual training, and that was more than almost 24 years ago, since the year 2000. Because right after high school, I went to the Konko Church of Amagi for spiritual training, and like the church members that were there when I was in training were still there. Of course, they were in their 80s and 90s, but they still remembered me, and they said, "Oh, Kazuko Sensei desu ka?" And it made me so happy that they still remembered me, and they're so happy to see me, and I was so happy to see them, and it was a really special time for me, and I'm really glad that my parents were also able to go. We're all able to go in good health, and our itinerary was so crazy. So when I showed my itinerary, which my dad made, I sent it to, of course, my brothers and my sister-in-law, and she was like, as soon as she looked at my text of where we're going, she's like, "Man, traveling like with your parents be like traveling on crack." So I was like, yeah, she said it like there's no other words to describe it, but her statement was so true. It's like we're on crack the way we traveled. Wake up super early, slept super late, we totally abused our rail pass. We used it to our max. So we landed in Tokyo, and that same day, as soon as we landed in Tokyo, we exchanged our rail pass voucher so we can go to Okayama, which is almost like 4.5 hours on Shinkansen. So Tokyo and Okayama, and then next morning we went to go Honbu. We visited our uncle's church in Iwatani, Hiroshima. Then that same evening, we went to Matsuyama in Shikoku, different prefecture now, and stayed. We landed there pretty late in the evening, and then we went to Yawatahama, my dad's hometown, the next morning by train. And that evening, I went on a ferry with my mom to Oita, Beppu, because my dad had to stay back in Ehime for the Ehime Kenjinkai. They had some kind of event there. So my mom and I went to Beppu with the ferry, on the ferry, and went to go visit my grandma. She was 95 years old. She doesn't remember me, but of course she remembers her daughter, and she was so happy to see her. And it was so great to see her in the care home. She was in pretty well. Although you can tell she has gotten weak, but still, I'm so glad that we were able to see her. We visited the various graves, and by the way, rewind. When we went to Shikoku and Ehime, remember that time I was talking about Reverend Sudashimataro Sensei in that dream I saw? And I was like, I was determined to go to the Kawanoishi Church this time again and take a picture of the founding minister, Reverend Sudashimataro Sensei. Because all this time we've been going to Kawanoishi Church, I didn't pay attention to the pictures, the pictures that we have here. So this time I took a picture of him. And the church head minister said, "Oh, take a picture of the wife too." So I was able to take both of their pictures. And really, just like my dream, he didn't have any glasses, and he was wearing his kokui robes in the picture. And we were able to visit his grave again. And this time, when we visited his grave, it had more meaning, because I saw that dream and I was like, okay, this is your grave. And this is why we're here today, in appreciation of you. So I was so happy to visit that grave, even more so this time around. So, but anyways, when we went to Beppu, we visited our grandma, and that same day we went to Hakata in Fukuoka, and we met up with Shannon and Rodney then, and we ate dinner in Nakasu. It was a really interesting town. Had a lot of yatai, those night market restaurants. Those are interesting. And there was also a live wrestling match, which I think Clayton would have loved watching. It was like, I didn't really care about wrestling in my life. I never watched WWF. I thought that was a ridiculous show, but when I saw it in person, it was different and it was so exciting, and my image of wrestling kind of changed after that. And I enjoyed watching it in live. And the very next day we went to the Konko Church of Amagi. to celebrate the 120th anniversary. And they were so generous in picking us up at Hakata Station by bus, along with other people who came from Hawaii and Japan. And really, that celebration, I don't know how many thousands of people were there, but the Hiroma was packed to the max. And there was almost no walking space. The Reverend Kyoji Konko, who is the sixth Konko-sama's brother, younger brother, he was the guest speaker. And he also talked about one of the church members of San Francisco Church. He's a new church member. His name is Christian Williams, I think. He talked about him during his sermon too. So I recorded parts of his sermon, although it's in Japanese. It was a really good sermon. And after the Amagi Church celebration, we went, me and Rodney and Shannon, and we went to Hiroshima. And that's when Rodney got really sick. I mean, he's been coughing a little bit in the trip, but really after that anniversary celebration, that evening, he started to get really sick, coughing a lot. And he said he's been having that cough for over a month. So it was starting to concern him. And he developed a fever. He felt very fatigued, and he said he felt this pain in the back of his, like, right in the center of his chest, above, like right above right here, in the middle part. So even my brother was like, I think I might need to go to like a clinic or like a hospital. I was like, wow, for Rodney to say that is very unusual, because Rodney is the type who just plows through everything, and even if he's feeling a little bit sick, he wouldn't, go that far. I was like trying to go to the hospital or something. So I was really worried, because he's a really strong person usually, but seeing him so sick as a puppy, I was like, okay, thankfully there was a hospital 5 minutes away from the hotel we stayed at. And the hospital ER was so simple. I loved it, I wish it was like that in America or Hawaii. I feel like in America we over-test. Because if somebody came in with a fever and coughing, they run so many tests in America. Guarantee, of course, do like a chest x-ray, they'll take your blood, many blood sample vials. They would do like an EKG because he was complaining of the back chest pain. They would do so many things. They would do a sputum test, a nose swab, can name it, they'll just do it. But all they did was the doctor just listen to his lung sounds. And he's like, oh, it sounds pretty clear to me. Yeah, there's nothing to be concerned about. Just take some Tylenol and you can leave. I was like, what? That's it? And we felt relieved, but yet, because that cough was lasting more than a month for Rodney, we wanted at least like a chest x-ray just to make sure that his lungs are clear. So he said, well, it's going to cost out of pocket. Is that okay? And I was like, okay, yeah, I expect, because we don't have any traveler insurance. So I was expecting to pay between $500 to maybe $1,000, I don't know. But that's how much they would charge America. And it only cost less than $100 for everything. The whole ER trip, the x-ray, everything included was less than $100. So I really like their medical system in Japan, the healthcare system. That was an interesting new experience while traveling in Japan. And thankfully, even like the Tylenol he was going to charge us was going to cost more actually. So I was like, you know what? I have some Tylenol in my backpack. I'll just give it to Rodney. And I gave him 1,000 milligrams, and he felt much better after that. And from the next day, he began to gradually feel better and better. And by like the second or third day, he was back on his feet again and fully recovered, full of energy, like the usual Rodney. So, they also went to Gohonbu afterwards and visited a couple other places before finally returning to Tokyo and coming back to Hawaii. But for me, I had to return on the 29:30, so I went to Hiroshima with them. And because Rodney was bedridden, it was really great that I was able to take Chan and them to Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. and kind of familiarized with the system, the train system and everything. So because of that, even when Riley was bedridden, they were still able to go to the Bunny Island the very next day because they kind of figured out the Japanese transportation system, which is really awesome. Because once you figure that out, then traveling in Japan will be much, much more easier and enjoyable. So everything was, I think it went pretty well. And Kami-sama blessed us in every aspect of our trip. And for our childhood friend, the family, to be able to attend the Amagi Church 120th anniversary was something I never would have even dreamt of. But the younger brother, Chad Pengrang, he went to Amagi Church for spiritual training right after high school for about 2 or 3 months because the mother wanted him to experience the spiritual training because she saw us. She saw us grow up. And when she saw us go to Amagi Church and come back, she could see the difference in us. So she wanted her son to change too. So she wanted Chad to go to experience Amagi Church. And he's been receiving a lot of blessings. And the family can clearly see that. And I believe that's what made them want to take this trip to even visit the Amagi Church and go home. So something to be really grateful for. Yeah. So you may be wondering why Amagi Church. And that's because our family basically grew up in the Amagi style Konko faith practice. And there's many types of faith practices in Konko. Like there's the Airaku type, there's a Tokyo type, there's a Kyoto type, there's the Osaka Konko type. But Kyushu, in the Kyushu region, the Amagi or the Kokura type Konko practice is more strict than the other regions in Japan, and they're famous for that. So we grew up Amagi style Konko. So if my parents ever saw us like wasting food or anything, we get really not lickings, we didn't get lickings, but we get scolded pretty strictly. And because we were used to that, going to Amagi Church wasn't too difficult. But then again, the training was pretty hard. We had to wake up about 4 o'clock every morning and go to sleep at least about 11 o'clock p.m. And there's so much to do from morning till night. There's so much to do, so many prayers and cleanup and helping cooking and manual labor. And especially for the men, they had to even chop wood to boil the water for the furo every night. And I still think they do that. And being at the Amagi Church really immersed us in the faith practice. And it was like observational learning for us to be deeply immersed in the Japanese, not only the Japanese culture, but the Konko faith practice. So we're really thankful and indebted to Amagi Church. They did so much for us. They were so generous because we couldn't pay for a lot of things. They pretty much paid for everything. The only thing we could pay for was our one-way ticket to Amagi Church after high school. Basically, we emptied all our savings, whatever we had, and all the graduation congratulatory money, the gift money that we received from church members and friends, all went towards the ticket to go to Japan for the spiritual training. So we left zero money in Hawaii and just took it all to Japan. And Amagi Church provided us monthly stipends so we could buy our personal articles. They paid for, of course, they provided us food, roof over our heads, a place to bathe. They even bought us the uniforms for Gakui. And even my Kokui robes, Amagi Church purchased for us. And we're so spoiled. Amagi Church really provided for us, and I feel forever indebted to them. When I think about it at this age, I can really tell how much, but they might have been stressed having 3 foreigners come to the church one after the other, right? They did our visas and they paid for our insurance and they did all the paperwork to make for us to be comfortable in Amagi in Japan. And I remember when it was my last day at Amagi Church and my mom came to pick me up. She flew all the way from Hawaii just to pick me up for that last day. the Reverend Sachiko Yasutake, the Oya Okusama, the Reverend, the head minister's wife, said to my mom, she said, with a sigh of relief, she said, I'm finally able to return your daughter in one piece. So, I didn't really understand the depth of that message before, but now in my 40s, I really realized that, wow, she must have been pretty worried. I was like, I'm still like a teenager, and people in their late teens, 20s, they can go rogue anytime. They can do their own thing and just get rebellious. But thankfully, we didn't do any of that crazy things, and we didn't worry Oya Sensei and Oya Okusama too much while we were in Amagi Church in Gakuen. So, the Amagi Church, they really taught us the foundations of the Konko faith practice, and I'm really thankful for this. And I feel that if a lot of people have a spiritual foundation, it will really help them later on in their lives. Maybe at that time when they're young, they don't understand what spiritual training is all about, but later on they will realize how important. Just like in Myanmar, it's mandatory to send their kids to monastery, and the reason for that is the parents want to ensure that their children will be happy in the future. Will be happy in the future. So, for my parents to send us to Amagi Church, it wasn't their ulterior motive of producing more ministers. It was their extreme prayer that they wanted the three of us to be happy. And they were determined, and they're sure that by sending their three children to Amagi, that it will ensure their happiness in the future, no matter what life may throw at us. So I'm really glad that I was able to go to Amagi, and I'm thankful for my parents for sending us there. With this mentality, I was watching a show last night on Netflix called Love Village. It's a binge-worthy show. It's a reality show, and in that show, it shows like several female and male living under the same roof to try to find the love of their life. They're all like strangers, right? They're all in their middle ages. But the youngest participant was a 35-year-old female, and this one scene was so strange, not only to me, but of course the viewers and the spokespeople. She was eating food, and when there's leftovers, like the other people are encouraging more food, like, oh, here, have some seconds. But the girl would get so irritated and mad with that statement, and you think that, wow, why are you starting to cry because somebody is offering you seconds of food, right? It's a gesture of love and care. And then, come to think of it, she said it stems from a childhood trauma. She loved to eat as a child, and so the mother would lovingly cook for her, and she would eat a lot. And she would eat so much that she became a little bit overweight, but she didn't realize it. No one said anything to her until when she was in elementary. She had a crush on this boy at school, and that very boy that she had a crush on called her a fatso. So it just shattered her completely, and she realized she's a fatso because she gained so much weight because she was eating so much. So she stopped eating half of her bento that the mom would make for her. And before she goes home, she threw away the other half of her bento in the trash can. And it made it look like she was eating all her bento to make the mom happy. But wow, if I was a mom, I'd be pissed and sad at the same time. But it surprised me that she lived with this mindset for over 25 years. Anytime somebody would offer a second, they would just bring up this childhood trauma again. She'd get pissed off and sad and start crying. And it's sad because she had a spiritual foundation. Her soul could have been saved decades ago, like through Toyotsugi mediation, through the practice of the Konko teachings. And being asked if you want seconds is a gesture of love and care, but to deny it and associate with childhood trauma was just so shocking for me. The fact that there are people out there that are getting offended by even this kind gesture, yeah, it's so sad. And there are countless people out there that live with childhood trauma and even adulthood trauma. And this kind of mental trauma is invisible. We cannot see the scars from outside, but their behavior shows their internal battle scars. The faith has the power to heal those invisible battle scars. And many times I listen to people's stories and watch TV and news. People suffering so much, and to think about how wonderful it would be for them if they could encounter the Konko faith, so they don't have to suffer further. But thankfully, the faith has taught me to save myself with my own heart. And it's not an easy task because it requires daily practice and that unsevered connection with Konko-sama and Kami-sama at all times. So I'm so thankful that to have received spiritual training and practice ever since I was born, or before even I was born, and be able to go to Amagi Church. So to be able to attend the 120th anniversary was a great blessing for me. It's the greatest blessing of the year for me, and to be able to come with my parents. So I pray that the Amagi Church can continue to operate and inspire more and more people to the wonders of the faith and receive blessings and be saved. Sorry, my ohanashi went kind of all over the place. So I've been talking a long time and I didn't know how to kind of put it onto a nice, smooth sermon. But thank you for your listening and your patience.
Thank you all for today. Thank you for the message. When I listened to her speech, I remember many of the on my church visit. Actually, a few days ago, we had a Kyoten Gorilla session, Zoom session. And one of the topic was about the church visit. Why do we have to go to church? That was one of the subjects we talked about. And when I was young, I was a native Ehime and attended College Church in Ehime. And Sensei and Ikigami, the Taoist church, Osaka Hiteshi talk about his the reason to go to from Ikigami to Amagi church, that he is native church. So from time to time he visited Amagi church. The reason is it's a kind of in Japanese, shinjin no shiire. It means to purchase, to prepare, so that merchandise is the meaning of church visitation. I still remember this. And my mother used to say the expression of when she went to, she made a visit to church, お礼参り、教会にお礼参りさせてもらう。ご訪問にお礼参りさせて、天城にお礼参り。Visitation, the appreciation of blessing she finally received. So this is the main reason why we visit church. In one perfect meaning, don't believe who believe. Because of the church, I am, here I am. This is the 教会あっての自分だ。For me, for my family, Amagi Church is a very important reason we visit church. Because Amagi Church, we are what we are today. We send our children, three of our children to Amagi Church. David and Rodney spent 3 years, and then Edna spent 2 years because she's a girl. So we also worried about if anything happened to her. So, safely she returned home. But we spent 6 years for educating based at our church. They're not academic learning by seeing, watching what happened at our church. This could be one of the most effective way to learn the basics of the faith practice. And not many people do this. It is a kind of impossible project. Maybe some people say, maybe stupid projects. Spend 6 years just leaving them to their my church. They care about this, their conditions. Actually, David and encountered many illness, suddenly collapsed many times. He went to, once they took him to the doctor, but could not find any irregularities. Rodney had an accident, circular so cut his head. It was a major disaster. But we didn't know that. When he came back to Japan, to Hawaii, I knew I had an accident. So, because the reason why we go to Amagi Church is just say thank you. It's an appreciation in action. I went to regularly attend about 9 or 7 or 8 churches this time. We must go to, this happened. So, Hirawa Church, Amagi Church, Hohomu, Iwatani Kyokai, Hirawa Church, Tateshi, Kawabreshi, so good. Oh,
Izuo Church.
Yeah, actually, Izuo Church, Tokyo Rai Church. Actually, I want to say about the Izuo Church. I listened to the message of the Reverend Toshio Miyake when I was in Tokyo studying English. His son, second son, opened the church at Tokyo Rai. Maybe it was 10-year anniversary of the church. Reverend Miyake came to Tokyo, gave a speech. Yes. And one of the message I clearly remember is the meaning of prayer, the power of prayer. He said, prayer is like walking in the desert, no water is available. Or just pick up rock and squeeze and keep on going. It's impossible. But when I went to the Izuo church, the church is so big, maybe bigger than a go home headquarters church. But sit down at the desk chair and look at out there. Naturally, I think Ikigami Konko Daijin-Sama. 天地から歩みさ天地からの形、天地書きつけ。That was, I don't know, maybe the power of the Goshinja. It's so huge. Maybe you can experience the visit church once in a while. Actually, 50 years later, I could visit church as a wish. The reason is I just want to see the message of Reverend Miyake. Actually, it was a realization, proof of his prayer. It is impossible for one minister to build such a huge institution. So what he showed, prayer is like to pick up a rock in the desert and squeeze it. That was actually in the shape of that Israel church in Osaka. So this is the power of praise. And another thing, another message, his mother, when he began his missionary work, told him, big rock, a huge rock, especially the rapid stream, then the rock goes against the stream. A pebble washed away because the big rock forward of the rock can be dug by a stream, strong wind, a strong current, and actually go up. So this could be the message of his Edna Sensei's mother. You could be the big rock, influential, powerful person in the Konko faith community. And actually, he proved, that message. I think that's all I want to say about it. The reason why 3 of our children went to Amagi church is based on the message given by Reverend Tsuyuki and Los Angeles Church. Reverend Tsuyuki was actually his father, minister of Los Angeles Church. He asked after maybe high school, "Do you want to go to Japan?" He said yes. And then he went to Japan as a shikyosi. So, Rick, you say, when you go to Amagi for training, when you die, you can say, "Banzai," when you die. Because of blessing you have received. It can be so true, I believe. This is her conviction. I have spent about 48 years in Hawaii, no, 47 years, wait with 48 years. I witnessed the local churches and see how they operate. Maybe this is my coin term expression. Each local church is shaped by the minister's wife. 教会の奥さんが教会を挙げる形になる。Actually, Reverend Joyce of founding minister of the top leader of the Hawaii Church, you say mission work in Hawaii is like 80%. It depends on women. Only 10 to 20% is done by ministers. So the wife was very important in running the Konko Church. I find this it is so true. Each church is shaped by the minister's wife. Maybe Wahio Church is shaped by Rex Sensei. So 3 children went to Japan and been trained. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. ありがとうございました。Ikigami Konko
Daijin-Sama彼の国にが内容が心にあり今月こにちれたのに Sincerely with all your heart we one week come and this blessing be with hearts grateful and tearing in harmony and joy will come you always now and forever on this very day pray. Page. Do you remember what page?
This is the last page.
Ooh, 101. What number? 4?
Page 100, number 60. If you decide.
Oh, okay. Number 6. If you decide to have a separate gravesite from that of your ancestors, build it at a cemetery affiliated with the Konko faith or at a non-denominational cemetery. Conduct a conversion ceremony at your new gravesite to transfer your ancestors' mitama spirits to the Konko faith. 7. Visit your ancestors' gravesite regularly and do not allow any weeds to grow there. 8. Oh, go ahead.
Number 8. By conducting a conversion ceremony for your ancestors' mitama spirits and holding their memorial service in accordance with Konko faith practices, you will attain true peace of mind now and forever.
Number 9. A family which neglects its ancestors' mitama spirit and family gravesite will not prosper. Pray that your ancestors' mitama spirits receive blessings. As they receive blessings, your family will also receive blessings.
Do not keep your faith first. You are encouraged to have a minister conduct any services on special anniversary dates such as memorial services for your ancestors. The day you enter the Konko faith or the day you receive special blessings of personal significance. Celebrating such occasions will create your own Konko faith tradition and deepen your family's commitment to the Konko faith.
Funeral services, marriage ceremonies, and other services held at your home should be conducted with sincerity without being either cheap or extravagant and in accordance with the Konko faith. Funeral services, marriage ceremonies, and other services held at your home are important opportunities to introduce your guests to the Konko faith. These services are just as important as those conducted at church. Invite fellow Konko believers to attend and work together to take full advantage of these opportunities to spread the Konko faith.
Okay.
Number 1, 6 and 7.
We'll sing the usual Konko song.
天地神ikigami konko daijin tenchi kani no kami shimi nai Rangiwa ga koloniari ongezu konji tanome.
Sincerely, with all your heart, one with tongue. Kami blessings begin with it. Hearts grateful and caring in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day.
Pray.
はい、ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. Just an announcement. Next week, Sunday the 17th, we're scheduled to have a Sunday service, but instead we're going to make it into an impromptu garage sale. We've been having many donations to the church and we're very thankful for them. But to create space for the Mochitsuki that will be held in December, we will be having our garage sale from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, Sunday, November 17th. So we hope that you can help and also come to join our garage sale. Thank you so much. Next week, Sunday. Have a good week.
She wanted to donate something.